Hello and welcome to the Galad Knitting Circle. My name is Jana and I'm coming to you from Göttingen, a little town in Germany where I study musicology and art history. So for those who have been here before, I'm very sorry that it took me so long to record another episode. It was just so busy all this time. I have been writing my thesis, my bachelor's thesis, and it was a lot. But now it's all done. I send it off and now I have more time to focus on all the things knitting. So this is what we're going to be doing here. I will be sharing some about my knitting projects, also some crochet projects or sewing projects here and there, but mainly knitting. And I just really like this space as kind of an interaction with other knitters, so we can all share what we're knitting on. And I always really like to read your comments, what you're knitting on. So yeah, let's just enjoy our knitting together. And yes, so I think it's been like almost 6 months since I recorded an episode, so of course I won't be sharing all the things that I've been knitting since the last episode, but I just picked like a few important projects that I wanted to share, and of course also what I'm currently knitting on. And I have a little sewing project to show you too, the one I'm wearing right here. And that's it. So let's just start. And maybe I just start with what I'm wearing. And this is a dress that I made myself because it's really wrinkly. I'm so sorry about this. It doesn't look so great on camera, but I really like it. It's so comfortable. So for Christmas, I got a sewing machine, which was really cool. And since that, I got quite into sewing. I'm really enjoying it. Like, I'm really not good at it. I'm quite bad at it, to be honest. But I'm really enjoying it. I really enjoy to just quickly make something that I can wear. And like, I'm really not precise enough to actually have some good looking clothes. But I just really enjoy the part that I can just make anything. And yeah, I like to wear something that's a bit more personal than just something that I bought in a shop. And the pattern is from this book. I got this book too. And yes, like different things in here, like dresses and trousers. And this is what this dress looks like in real. So I did quite some modifications, like I added a pocket here, and also I found these straps, if you can see them. Like they came like this. I didn't make them. I mean, I could have, but I bought them. There was some special offer on those kind of straps, and I just bought a few of them. And I thought it just gave it a bit of a personal touch, so I like that. That's this dress, and underneath I'm wearing one of my very versions of the ranunculus by Meadow, and this one is knit in Lino Muka, which is 100% linen yarn. This is what it looks like. Hope you can see that. So this is 100% linen. I bought it from this yarn shop in Berlin. It's called Wollen Berlin. And I hold it double to make this. And I'm not quite sure anymore what needle size I used. Maybe 4mm or 3mm. I think 4 maybe. I don't know anymore. But I hold it double. And yeah, so I really like this yarn. It's like it is quite stiff, of course, because it's 100% linen. But I think like through wearing it really softens, and it's just so nice in summer because it feels so light and airy. I really like this version of the ranunculus. And yes, that's what I'm wearing. And well, then I have a few projects lined up here. Maybe I just start with the one that was my Christmas knit, so it's quite some time ago already, because this is also a ranunculus, but a very, very, very different version. This is a winter version. That's what it looks like. Maybe I just pop it on real quick. So this is what it looks like, and it's really comfortable and so nice and warm. At the moment it's quite a bit too warm, so I will take it off in a second. But I just wanted to show you. So what I did is I put this turtleneck here. So there's a bit of a modification, and otherwise I knit the smallest size, but I think in the pattern is recommended a 6mm needle, but I knit this on a 8mm needle, I believe. Yeah, I think 8. So it's quite wide, but I really like it, and it's so cozy. And this was quite a special yarn. I got it for Christmas, well, for my birthday, but my birthday is on Christmas, so it's kind of the same to me. And this yarn is the Winterwolle by Lana Cosa. And this is, I don't have the label anymore, but it has a little bit of yak fiber, and then it has wool and cotton. So it's a blow yarn, or whatever you call it. Like you have those cotton tubes, and then those loose fibers are just blown inside, so it's not spun. And that makes it like really soft, and yeah, it's just really nice. It's like really squishy also. So I really like this project. I was wearing it so much in winter, so it's peeling quite a lot. I don't know if you can see that. It's quite bad, but I don't mind it so much. And then with the leftovers, I knit myself a scarf. I mean, now when I wear this, it's kind of pointless to also knit a scarf, but it's then more when I wear other things. And what I did here, I took the stitch pattern from the Hiedra Headband, I don't know how to pronounce it, by Fiber Tales. And so this is, I made this before. It's just a headband that you sew in one end. But here I just took, again, 8mm needles with this really thick yarn. And then I just knit and knit and knit for a long, long time until all the yarn was gone, and then I just ended up with this scarf. So that was a fun thing to do, and also it was nice to just use up all the yarn. And I wore this a lot too, all winter basically. So I'm gonna take this off again because it's really hot. Yeah, this was my Christmas knit, and then I have another winter knit that I wanted to show you. This is also made from leftover yarn, because for Christmas I made this cardigan for my mom, and well, it was the Felix cardigan, and I made it in this alpaca blend, which is from Drops. It's called Drops Nepal. And so I had this leftover, like a lot of leftover, and I made a jumper for myself. And this is the Meadow Moon by Jennifer Steingass. And I think also this yarn, it didn't really fit the gauge, but I just took the smallest size and then I think a few needle sizes up, just to get a nice fabric out of that yarn. And I think it worked quite well. Like the armpit is quite low, so it's a bit annoying sometimes, like especially when you have some really fitted jacket on top of it, but I quite enjoyed it. Maybe I just show it to you also, even though it's so hot. So this is what it looks like when I wear it, and I wore this so much in winter. It's just really nice, and well, it has a lot of peeling too. Like even more than the other one, I think. Like this is really crazy. But I like this so much. I wore this so much. It's really warm and cozy, and I really like this pattern. I love the patterns by Jennifer Steingass. I just find it really beautiful. And well, I've knit quite a few of hers, but this one I just had because this I knit for my aunt for her birthday at some point, and then I still had the pattern, and then I had the yarn, so I just kind of used it all up. And yeah, really happy with this one too. I'm gonna take it off again. Yeah, that was another special project. And then comes another project. So this was around Easter time that I knit this. And I'm really happy with it, because this, it was also quite, sorry, I'm just trying to close it first so I can show it to you. For this project I used all my scrap yarn. I mean, not all of it, but all the scrap yarn that was kind of greenish or beige, grey, like in that color palette. And I made the Tulip cardigan by Hoffman. This is what it looks like. So what I did is I just, like at all times I was holding either 2 DK weight yarns together or 1 DK yarn and 2 fingering yarns. So that's how I, like, it's not perfect, but I try to keep like a same thickness all the time. But it's in some parts it's thicker than, like for example here in the sleeve you can see it maybe, that there's like a dent, because here it's suddenly a bit thinner, but I don't mind it so much. So this was supposed to be like more rustic cardigan, for example when I'm going like for a walk or gardening or whatever. And it just made me really happy to find a use for my scrap yarn. I thought it was so cool, and it's really nice and warm. So this is quite heavy actually, like the gauge is quite dense. I don't really remember what needle size I used. No, I don't remember. But yeah, it's definitely thicker than the pattern suggested. And yeah, then I bought these buttons, which I thought fit quite nicely too. And well, it's basically just a very, very simple raglan. And then here it has this scalloped hem, which I thought was quite cool. And yeah, I really liked it. And especially like around Easter time when it was spring here and it was already a bit warmer, but not so warm, I could wear this as kind of a jacket outside, and it was really perfect. So I enjoyed this quite a lot. Yeah, I'm not gonna show you this one because this is even hotter than the other jumpers. So I'm not gonna put it on, but maybe another time when it's a bit cooler here, I can show you how it looks on me. So these were the bigger projects that I did throughout this time. And yeah, then I just have a few smaller projects that I wanted to show you. And maybe we just start with this one. So also around that time, like around Easter time, I really got into yarn dyeing again. I wanted to dye my own yarn, so I got some white skeins from this one company that provides like all kind of dyeing materials. It's a German company. It's called Wollschaf Wollmanufaktur. And yeah, that was where I got some sock yarn, and I then took those colors that you use here for coloring the Easter eggs. So it's like, usually it's those little like round tablets, whatever you call it, and you dissolve them in water with a bit of vinegar, and then you just normally put the egg inside, but I put yarn inside. And I really wanted to achieve to have self-striping sock yarn that would make like perfect stripes. not just like sometimes you have this self striping or self patterning sock yarn that just makes like some random blocks of color here and there, but I wanted like real stripes that, yeah, because I really like striped socks. And I was all the time thinking, how could I do this? Because, yeah, I mean, I just, it took me a really long time to figure it out. And first I did it and I wasn't so happy with it. So that's why what those socks look like. What I did here is I had the whole skein, and then I always rolled a little ball with like 10 grams and put them this ball in one color. And then I, like without cutting it, I rolled another ball and put it in the next color next to it. And so I had like all lined up so many cups with the different dyes in it. And I rolled another ball, put it in the next one. So yeah, that was a bit of a fuss. It took me so long. It was really annoying. And well, what I didn't think of is that, of course, then when you roll a little ball of yarn, then the yarn inside the ball doesn't get so much color, right? That's why then, like here, this was what was on the outside of the ball, and then of course the color fades because inside the ball there doesn't come so much dye to the yarn. So that was a bit stupid. I still like the socks, but it was not really what I was trying to achieve. So that was my first attempt. And then maybe I just also put it on the sock blocker so you can see. Then I did a different technique. Well, it was basically still the same, but instead of rolling a ball, I just wound it around my hand like a few times, and I think also less than before. So it was not, I think it was 7 grams each color. And then I just put it like this into the different cups of color. So also instead now I didn't have just like one red, one blue, whatever the colors were, but I had like 30, I think, cups like in one row. And so that, because before it was a massive mess, because then I put the yarn in the different, I had 5 colors or something. I would put them in the 5 colors and then would start again in the beginning. But then those balls got so tangled up, it was really awful to untangle it. So what I did now, I had really in every cup just one amount of yarn, like not another stripe in the same cup. That made it a bit easier so it wouldn't tangle up. But of course, because I didn't have the yarn in a ball, but just like in some loose little whatever, it was also more difficult to, in the end, get it together again. But this is what this then looks like. And with the stripes, I'm really happy. I'm not so happy with the colors. That's just how they came. They're like a bit too bright for me. But I'm happy with how the stripes turned out. So, I mean, these socks are just, that's not no pattern. It's just my normal go-to sock recipe. It's just the ones with the heel flap. And yeah, just quite standard sock pattern. And yeah, I'm more happy with these. And then currently I'm knitting the next one. So here at some point I messed it up, so it's not exactly the same color, like the color, which color comes after another, but I don't really mind it. I quite like it actually. So that's that sock project that I'm still working on. But yeah, next time, so that's now the next step, I want to do the same also. Maybe a bit smaller stripes, so maybe then I just do like 5 grams. But then I want to do it with natural dyes. Like at the moment I'm collecting all kind of things, so then I can have all different natural dyes. Like I'm collecting the onion skin from the red onion and from the other onion, and I have some John's Wort, and what else do I have? I've had different things all piled up here. They're waiting for the next dyeing attempt. And yeah, well, they still smell a lot like vinegar because I didn't wash the yarn, because it was such a fuss to get it out of these cups again, and then I was winding it into a big bowl, and then I didn't want to unwind it again to wash it. So I just thought, okay, I just knit it now quickly, and then I washed the socks, but then I somehow got stuck with knitting socks, and then, yeah, I'm still knitting on them. But yeah, I will wash them right away when I finish them. Yes, that was a little sock project to show. And yeah, next I have just some summer knits, because, well, here it's quite warm already. Here it's quite summery, and yeah, I just wanted to have some nice summer knits too. Maybe we start with this one. I think this was the first summer thing I made this year. And this is what it looks like. Well, it looks a bit weird, I guess, if I just show it like this. It is basically just a t-shirt. Maybe I just put it on top here, so you have a little bit of an idea. Okay, not so great if I have these other things underneath, but just so you see it. So I really like this fit. It's quite, like, it's really loose actually. And this is actually the Cloudberry Tee by Fibertails, but the original has here some really beautiful color work on the sleeves, and it's just like a rough idea of that Cloudberry Tee. And yeah, I just wanted a basic t-shirt, so it would show this beautiful color change here. I'm gonna take it off again. So yeah, as you can see, it has these beautiful colors that change from one color to another. And this is a yarn that my mom got me actually. And yeah, this is what the label looks like. It is really, really, really soft, and it is 50% cotton and 50% soy something. I'm not quite sure what this is. I'm gonna show it to you. Yeah, I don't really know, but it's very, very soft, and it's yeah, some kind of a plant-based fiber, a plant-based yarn, and I think it's quite cool. I find these colors quite spring-like, and it's really comfortable to wear this fabric. It really is so nice on the skin because it's so soft and like also kind of cooling. And yeah, for summer it's just really perfect. And then also that it's so wide and loose fitting, it makes it really nice for summer. So yeah, that's that project, which I finished also not too long ago. And then I have another summer knit here, and this I finished like within 2 days, I think. That was so fast. But this was also a bit of a funny story, because there was this one day where I locked myself out. I didn't take a key, so I basically had to wait all day somewhere. And of course I really didn't know what to do, because I didn't have a key, couldn't go in, had so many things I wanted to do inside, but I couldn't. So what I did is I went back to the city and went to the yarn shop and bought myself some yarn, because also I didn't have any knitting with me or anything. Like I didn't have anything with me. I don't even know anymore where I was, but I didn't have anything with me. And yeah, so then I went to the yarn shop, got myself new needles, new yarn, so I could at least knit in all that time. So that's when this project came to life. This is the leaf top by the Knit Stitch, and it's just this beautiful lace pattern. And yeah, I really like this. It's not something you would just wear. I mean, at least I wouldn't just wear on its own, but just on top of some kind of a different top. And then it's just really nice, and it's this nice eggshell white. So yeah, this one was knit in pieces and then seamed together. If I would knit it again, I would just do it in one piece, because it's quite easy to just do it in one piece and then not seam it. And here also I'm missing one button, so I put this random button, but actually I really want to get more of these shell buttons, so I can take this black one away, because I'm not so happy with that button. But yeah, so this yarn, it's I think it's cotton, or is there something? Oh yeah, it's 85% cotton and 15% kapok or something. I have no idea what that is. I think I googled it. It's some kind of a tree that's like kind of cotton to me. It looked like it to me, but I have no idea what it is. This is how you write it. And yeah, this is the yarn from my Boshi number 2 in the color Elfenbein. That's what it looks like. So yeah, this I knit on a 5mm needle. That's why it was so fast. And yeah, I quite enjoyed this one. Like, I think it does something, this other fiber. Like it doesn't feel like 100% cotton. So yeah, I thought it was nice knit. And I'm also enjoying to wear this one. Yeah, there was another summer knit. And yes, I feel like I'm rushing so much through this. I'm sorry if I do, but I just feel like I want to show so many things. So maybe I show now another project, which is quite different. It is also something I did like around springtime, I guess. Not springtime, Easter time, which is springtime here. But yeah, maybe it sits right here so nicely, but I will bring it to you so you can see. This is our new he's just relaxing right now. It's our new roommate of flatmate. It's a frog. That's what he looks like. I hope you can see him. So this is the frog by Galad, and yeah, this was such a cute little knit, and I made him a little hat. So this is crocheted, and then I put some Velcro on here, so I can just pop it on his head, and then stays there. And then he has all kinds of things already. Like he has his own flat here basically. So I made him these little dungarees that he can put on. I wonder actually where his jumper is, because he used to have a jumper too. I don't know. Well, I'm not gonna put this on because it takes quite long. But yeah, those are some. So he also has his, like he has this rocking chair, and there he has his own knitting. Here in orange, if you can see that. So he likes to sit there and knit himself. And then, well, he has all kind of things. He also has his own violin. He has his violin. He likes to play it every now and then. Well, he doesn't have a bow, so he can only do pizzicato. But yeah, he has his own violin, and then of course he also has his sewing machine, because it's quite a crafty frog. Then here with a little cup of tea, you can see that. So he has all kind of things. He also has his own little house plant. It's not doing so well because we always forget to water it. But he has his own watering can, but yeah, he doesn't water it so often, so that's why it looks so poorly. So yeah, that's the frog. I think we gave him a name too, but I forgot the name. Well, we also wanted to make some more, but then we got stuck with it somehow. So it's just him for now. So yeah, that was the frog project. And then, what else do we have? Well, we have 2 works in progress now. Maybe I just show this first. So last weekend we've been to this medieval market, and there was this woman who sold her own hand-spun and hand-dyed yarn with natural colors, and so she did it basically how they would have done it in medieval times. So she had this like the fire and then a big cauldron on top of it, and then she had onion skin in it, but she used different ones, but this was with onion skin. So this is what the yarn looks like. I bought just a little ball from her, and at the moment I'm crocheting something. So this is quite a big hook. It's 9mm hook. And so I just wanted to make this little, like a little basket or whatever, so I can put some needles and things inside. And it's beautiful, this yarn. It's really soft. She told me it was some merino yarn, and it's just like the yarn is totally wonky. Like it's so, like there's some, how do I show it best? There's some thick bits and some thinner bits, and it's just all over the place, but I find that so beautiful, because then when it is crocheted, in this case, I think it looks really cool. I really like this, and it's so soft. So that was quite cool. And it was really expensive, right? But I really like to just to support her, because I thought it was so cool what she does. Like she was telling me a lot of things, like how she how she does it, what kind of things she used for the kind of plants and everything for her dye. So that was really interesting, and I'm really honoring this yarn a lot, because it's just so beautiful. And yes, so then I have one more work in progress. Like this is at the moment my main work in progress, actually, and this is the Camisole No.5 by My Favorite Things Knitwear. So this is the front part. Is gonna be like this. If you can see that, it's just this top in the 1x1 rib. Oops. And it just has these increases in the middle, and then like this is now the front part. So now I have to do the back part, and then I'm really looking forward to weighing this, because this is a really special yarn. This was quite the treat. So I watch this channel We Grow Wild a lot, and I find it so beautiful what she does there. And she was also doing a kind of a mini series on cruelty-free silk yarn, and I thought it was really inspiring, and I really wanted to try some silk yarn too, because I've never tried it, and it feels so nice. It really feels so cool, and I really want to wear it. I'm so looking forward to wearing this. So that's why I kind of want to focus now on this, so I can wear it. So this is soft silk, which is Burette silk by BC Garn, and that's what the label looks like. And this is one of the yarns that she tested, one of the silk yarns, and it's 100% silk, 350 meters on 100 grams. I'm knitting this with 3mm needle, and I actually don't know what's suggested in the pattern, but for me this works really nicely, and it feels so so nice. I really, really like this feel of silk. So yeah, that's something I would really like to do more often. But yeah, let's see. It was quite the treat to get this one skein for this project. So I will see. But I'm really, really enjoying it so far. And then I'm so excited to wear it. And yeah, that was my current work in progress. And now I just have a little thing more to share. Well, actually 2 things. I don't know which one should I do first. Maybe this. So, because all this time since I've been away, I don't know if you noticed, but I do have now on my YouTube channel, I have 500, some few more than 500 followers, which I thought it was quite crazy because 500 people is a lot of people, and I thought it was really cool. And I also really like that there's now this kind of community feeling and like this feeling to just be talking to my crafting friends, and I really like this. So I felt like I kind of wanted to give something back because I feel like this community gave me a lot, so I want to give something back. And I have these 2 skeins of Meadow. This is this beautiful German company, which, it's all German produced yarn, which I find really beautiful. This is the Alpschaf, so it's the sheep that come from the Alps. And in this color Streuobstwiese, which is like a fruit tree meadow. And it's this green, like these very different variegations of green. If you can see that. I find it very beautiful, this. And yeah, I've been knitting a jumper with this, which I'm gonna show at some point, maybe. And I find it really beautiful. The recommended needle is 4 to 6 millimeters, so you can really choose how you want the fabric. With this yarn, like you can either knit it quite tight, but also quite loosely. So it's 180 meters on 100 grams, and yeah, it's 100% German wool. And yeah, I have these 2 skeins, so in total 200 grams, which I would like to give to someone of you. And in order to maybe receive this yarn, what I thought is that you leave a comment, and in this comment you just tell me something like what brings you joy at the moment in your crafting life. Like what are the projects that you're really enjoying at the moment, like where you get like how you spend your time crafting these days. That would just be really nice. And then I will randomly pick one person who from these people who left a comment, and then I will send the yarn to you. So yeah, that's the plan. A little giveaway to celebrate the 500 people on this channel. And yeah, I really hope you will find something nice to make with this yarn. And yeah, just another quick thing I wanted to share with you, just because I thought it was so inspiring. It's a book. It's called The Power of Knitting. I got this for Christmas, and yeah, I thought this was so cool. The subtitle, where it says "Stitching Together Our Lives in a Fractured World," and this is quite an inspiring book. It has a lot of it's this person, Loretta Napoleoni, and she basically tells her story, but from the point of like the view of knitting, like how knitting always brought her back to her path, really, and how it always helped her stay connected and like kind of true to herself. So I thought that was really cool. And she has like different stories, also mainly from her grandma who told her stories. also all knitting related, and then up here in the back you have then all different patterns that are mentioned in the book. So yeah, like for example, then there's this, like her grandma tells her how she would then knit in World War One. She would knit like socks and things for her brother, and then there's this pattern for these socks here, for example, and different patterns. And yeah, I thought it was really inspiring. So if someone of you is looking for a knitting related book, this might be something to consider. So what I wanted to end this podcast with is just like the first paragraph here from, so basically the author's note. And I wanted to read it to you because I thought it gives like kind of a picture of how this book is written. So it goes like this. When personal catastrophe struck, I turned to the disciplines of my profession, economics, politics, the social sciences, to help me piece my life back together. I soon realized that these fields of knowledge and wisdom were not enough for such a challenging task. I needed something stronger, something universal, something that would keep me anchored to the beauty of life, a powerful, positive instrument to give me courage and hope. As I looked back at my life, at the many lessons I received when I was a child to prepare me to navigate it, I realized that knitting had been my constant companion, a craft I shared with those I love and who love me, a tangible activity that has kept me connected to the universal positive attributes of humanity. So yeah, I thought it was quite inspiring, this book, and it kind of brought me back to like why am I knitting? Because sometimes I just do it because I've always been doing it. But then after reading this book, I was again, that's what I'm doing this for, basically. And it's also a lot about the knitting community, the community aspect of it. And I thought that was really beautiful. So I wanted to share that with you. If you're looking for a book, this one I can recommend. So yeah, on this note, I thank you all for being here and listening to me. And do share what you've been knitting on or what you've been crafting. I would really like to hear about it. And yeah, I really hope I can now record more often and like more frequent. And I'm really looking forward to the next time that we can talk about our knitting. So until that, take care and keep on knitting. Bye!